Welcome to the Wexford Football League Show. Welcome to the Wexford Football League Show. Tonight we're joined by Fastnet Rovers chairman and Division 2 manager Paddy Walsh, and later in the show we'll be joined by Richie Walsh, I'll get my words out, their B team manager. Evening mate, evening Nicky, you're looking very chilled and relaxed tonight. You must have had a good weekend in the pub.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad, Aidan. Wasn't too bad. Considering the time of year it is, yeah, all good.
So when we're talking about the pub, would many of the soccer teams still go back to the pub after the games, or is that day gone?
You get a few alright, so I'd advise them all to go back to pubs, to the local pubs, and get a couple of pints and go back. You never know, they might get a bit of sponsorship out of it. What goes in one hand always goes out in another hand.
That's why Paddy, he's mad for this Saturday night soccer and Friday night soccer, so he can get the clubs back in early on a Saturday night.
Well, I think for our first team it's something we don't want. It's Friday or Saturday night soccer. I don't know.
So Fastnet he's went missing out of the league there 1 year, I think 2018 was it?
Yeah, unfortunately we were sort of on the way in for a number of years before that, and then we just couldn't field the team. We'd sort of an older sort of lads that played for the club for a number of years, and unfortunately just in that year we just couldn't field the team. So
when did you actually start out, Paddy?
1988, so we're going that long now, I suppose, whatever it is, 34 years is it? Or 44, don't know. Can't do my maths, but yeah, we're going for that long, I suppose. Originally, the club would have been based kind of in the Kilmore area and then moved up to Ratangan. And then starting out, it would have been only men's teams, which would have been quite successful at the time. They won their way up through Division 3 and up as far as they won a Division 1 and were in the Premier for a couple of years, I think in the early 2000s. And then there would have been kind of sporadic maybe underage teams here or there, and we probably wouldn't have had like underage all the way through, and then teams sort of maybe fell to the wayside, and maybe some underage players went off to other clubs that were kind of a bit more they had a bit more structure to them, and I suppose that's what kind of happened in the end, is that our underage wasn't strong enough, and then that led up to 18, and the team being not entering the team in the league, but we were back then the year after that. So.
And then in 18, was there no team in the club anywhere, or was there?
There was a couple of underage. Teams, maybe 2 or 3. So then I suppose about 4 years ago, then a lot of people started putting a lot of work into it, and it's kind of led up to now where we have in the schoolboys we have everywhere from under 8s to under 16s. With no gaps in any age group, and we also have the schoolgirls as well, which is great. We have 10s, 12s, 16s and that. Unfortunately this year we were hoping to field the 14s or 15s, but it's hard to get the numbers at that age for schoolgirls as well. And we have the 2 men's teams and the women's team. So last year I think we had kind of a record number of men signed up, something in the region of 61 I think over the 2 teams. So the growth has been great in the last couple of years.
Yeah, it's a massive jump from having no men's team say in 2018 then to the numbers you have now. What's the process behind that? When you're not there, did someone get around the table to decide we need to get a men's back team in? Was there players coming saying they wanted a team back? How does that all work to get a team back in?
Yeah, I suppose there was and there was a couple of youth teams that time as well, and then it kind of started to come together, and a few of the older players kind of decided, and then there was a few more people came on the committee. The main thing I think was we sort of improved our facilities and made a big effort that way. So we had no clubhouse. We struggled. We had our own pitch, but we'd no changing rooms or nothing like that, and no toilets or anything. But we've all that in place now, and I think that since that's gone in place, that it's encouraged people to come back to the club and play. It shows that like we're putting in the effort. So
we definitely, I think every club. I think some clubs maybe underestimate what a committee can bring to a club, isn't it? Like you need a strong committee that's going to try and improve off field facilities, and on the field then follows along normally, doesn't it? So I'm sure he's had a kind of a strong committee back then, or a core of a couple of years doing the work.
Yeah, like we have there's been a few changes over the last few years, but a lot of people have put in a lot of work. We've a committee of 11 now. We've the FA club mark as well, so we achieved that. I think that's a good thing to have in place. Advise any club to go for that. Just put good structures and processes in place, and all your vetting and safeguarding and all those things that are essential are in place, and you kind of have a guideline to do it. So that's fantastic. As you said, once we start getting the facilities, I suppose we're a rural club in a small area, say, Ratang, Clearystown, and although like a lot of the underage players would have went, as I said, drifted off into other clubs because we didn't have the facilities or the structures to keep them there. When we put in the clubhouse and that, and they came back, you could see like that it meant more to them now to play for the club because there was something there for them. Like people have put in the work for them to have what they have now. So over the last few years it's been great. We have a pitch committee, we have fundraising committees, we've all these different things that are essential. Like so
they're based Ratangan, Clearystown area. Where does the name Fastnet come out of? There is no Fastnet, is there?
Yeah, like I know there's like certain jokes about it or whatever, but it's I think some fishermen originally founded the club in the Kilmore area, and they would have named it after Fastnet Rock, and that's why there's the lighthouse and the rock on the badge. That's I think so
that's the history behind that.
That's the history behind that. It's a strange name in itself, isn't it? It is a bit odd. Everybody always asks that.
And as chairman and Division 2 manager, what's the ambitions of the club, and how do you manage both roles?
With loads of difficulty, to be honest. As I said, look, there's great work with the committee. Chairperson thing is fine now. Obviously, you get, like any other chairperson, you get dragged into literally everything in the club, but you have to enjoy it. They are separate, and to be honest with the people on the committee, a lot of people look after separate things, and the work is divided out quite evenly. It's always like that in clubs. I think some people like to put in 10 or 15 hours a week. Some people like to put in an hour. Some people like to put in 2 hours, and you have to be happy as long as they're willing to volunteer, because we all know how hard it is to get volunteers.
You said sorry, Adam, you had a bit of a ding dong battle last year with Ballymurn, St. Joseph's, and even Tom Brack. So you came out second last year in the league in that. So were you disappointed, or?
Yeah, look, to be honest, we were pretty disappointed about it. Between Ballymurn and Camolan, it was. Yeah, we were ahead with 3 or 4 games to go. With a couple of strange results then, as you do, but I suppose the way, and it was hard, I suppose, to come back this season as motivated. After the disappointment of last season, we're sort of in a game. We were in a game against Aldgate with 4 games to go. I think we would have won it. Like, we probably would have won the league really in retrospect, but we missed 2 penalties in the one game, which is rare in itself. But look, Ballymurn are a great side. They have a knack of winning things anyway, which is hard to come by. And I suppose we'll have that battle again. Hopefully this year we're both up to it.
Yeah, he's got promoted.
We were second. Yeah.
As manager, do you feel going up the division? I'm sure you have ambitions maybe to get to the Premier Division 1. Do you think you have to win the division going up, or is it just about getting up? Obviously, we'd all like to win.
It's nicer to win it.
Yeah, definitely, especially when you're so close to it. I suppose the first year we went up from 3A, we had 2 straight promotions. The first season, Ballymurn had kind of run away with it by the time we got going after GA and stuff, and they'd won 10 games on the bounce or something, and we were just happy to go up that year. Last year was really disappointing. But look, the lads are they're a great bunch of fellas, and they want to play at a higher level. A few of them have played for other clubs at a higher level, and they're well able to play. But a lot of the bases as a team are youth teams from the last couple of years. There's a lot of really, really good players on it, and yeah, I think this season, depending on how we start, it's all about your start, right?
You haven't actually started yet, have
no,
you?
we haven't
So
started. No, we played Crossabeg last week in the Leinster Junior Cup. All right. Yeah, we haven't started. We used we used their 2 free weeks. Because.
Already?
Yeah, we used them already. Your favourite topic, Aidan, is the GAA.
Don't
So I don't want to bring it up, but
Nicky'll go mad.
No, I don't come mad, but I think the argument has to be put aside. As I said, we're going to have talk shops with managers in the next couple of weeks. See, can we move it next year? There's nothing we can do. Season started this year, so
yeah. Look, I personally have no look. The lads have a good chance of winning county titles. I would never make them saying them that they're more than welcome to come when they can. Like, you know, it's not a debate in my eyes. Like, if they want to play another sport, I'm not going to stop them or try to persuade them to do other things. You just have to roll with it, and I suppose that's what the 2 free weeks are for. Yeah. You know, people use them or they don't. Like, you know, it'll
be tough now throughout the year, because obviously you only actually get given 2 plus either your St. Patrick's weekend or an Easter weekend, so you'll have to get a commitment off of certain lads throughout the year. Maybe they'll have to skip a wedding or a 21st or something.
Yeah, well, that's true. But I'd be hoping, like, I hope we'd have a stronger squad. I think we've like 20 players that are probably capable in Division 2. You know, so
you said you played Crossbeg last week in Leinster. They're a good Premier side now. How did you find it step up, or were you comfortable enough at it, or 5-3 win to?
Yeah, it was 5-3 now. Yeah, so I think, look, they were missing a few and we were missing a few. But like, yeah, it was 3-3 for up until halfway in the second half. I think all our goals are probably good goals, I think, and we probably let in a few very, very soft ones. Which wouldn't be like us for the last few seasons. We've been quite solid at the back, and yeah, look, it's something you have to learn when you play teams like that. Like, they're going to take them chances when they come to soft ones. Like, you know, you're not going to get away with it. But look, there's a group. I'd be very positive about the group of lads, like, that they have. They're well able to compete at that level when we have everybody and they're willing to put the work in. Definitely, yeah.
We just have a question in Ed, and actually, I think it could be a good question to start with. Actually, Paddy. The only thing is, his name on this is Fowler's God, so I don't trust him. Liverpool fan.
Oh, no.
I know who it is, Alan Breen. So it's actually a very good question, and this is something that why we're going to invite managers and thing in to have a chat. Should divisional cups begin the season instead of a league, given that the GAA is still in full effect? How would you think about that, Paddy?
You're talking Gwyn Jones, Billy Brown,
yeah,
this kind of way.
So.
You start with them rather than what Carlo do, like.
Yeah, well, you so either or, really.
Like, you could say like that maybe. It's difficult, right? Because you could get knocked out with it that early, right? And then if you don't go too well in the league, you've nothing to look forward to in the new year.
Yeah.
And you could have that kind of, you know, you might be going all right in the league where you're not going to go up or go down, and you know that there's still a chance that you can come away with something for the season.
I suppose the Rosslare Strand last year, the prime example of that. Yeah. They ended up having something to celebrate. But these are the questions that you need, and these are the things that we have to. And like, it's time the league sits down and chats with the lads who are out on the ground doing the work, and like suggestions like that they're all more than welcome, and it's things like that we have to look at.
Is there in Division 2 this year? Ballymore and Enniscorn United have got off to a flyer, 2 wins out of 2. Yourselves and Tom Brack, no games played yet. I think 2 of you'll be hoping they're up around there. Tom Brack will be. Curraclove played 3 and lost 3. I thought they might have had a bigger say in that division this year, Nicky.
I think you're just going on history though on that one, and I think their club they're struggling a little bit. In the adult side. Oh, they are massive. Well, I just think they're struggling a little bit on the adult side. I was seeing Enniscorn United a couple of weeks ago. I was very surprised how good they were. Bill Wrigley and Boogie definitely have them going quite well. It'll be interesting to see with Wexford Bows. They've got off to a decent start as well. They hammered. They were playing Bows this weekend. They hammered Curraclow 6-0 the first day out. I think they had 1 or 2 first team players involved in it. It'd be interesting to see. Will I think Dale McGrath missed the last game. He was given out to my brother James there one of the days. So it'd be interesting to see, does he get picked and get put back into the team?
They've Camole and Rosslare Rangers, Clabon. It's a strong
Yeah,
division,
it is a strong, and I think there's a good point about the historical thing. Like when you talk about Kirklow, you could probably maybe put Bridge and Rosslare into that as well.
Yeah.
You think like that because they've always played up that they should easily go back up, right? Because they've always been in the higher divisions. But like with all clubs, it's ebb and flow. Like you can only go well for so many years, and then it'll have to slacken off at some point, I suppose.
I think last week Ballymurn beating Bridge 3-1.
Yeah, that was a big result.
Yeah, surprised a lot of people, I think.
Yeah.
Look, Ballymurn are good. You came up against them last couple of years. They have a nice blend of young and old. Even though I think Snowy hasn't been around for a few weeks. He'd be a big addition to them young lads if he does decide to come back. But them and Enniscorthy United could be a really good game this weekend, I think, in that division. And obviously yourselves and Wexford Bows are going to be close. What other games are Tom Brack have a big game as well, I think, have they? So are they playing Bridge?
Kirklow, Bridge.
That'll be a derby. That'll be Belter. It'll be here. And
Tom Bratton come all on that.
Yeah, and that's another. Yeah, so that division is going to be tight because a lot of good sides in that.
A lot of solid sides. Camolan, I know they've lost a few to Cortown, the two boys that play up front, I think, and the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
which would be a big loss to them. But they weren't a bad side 3 or 4 years ago when they went on that cup run, and do you know what I mean? They still have the bones of those players, and they're hard. We played them the last few years as well. They're hard beating up in Camolan.
You have 2 B teams in the division, Bows and Fort Celtic. Another big topic, about the GA's big topic. Another big topic I'm getting from lower division managers is when it's their first team, when they're playing
first second players dropping down.
Dropping down. Does that body is, or is it?
I actually,
to me now in Division 2 shouldn't body it.
She are first team.
Yeah, but in Division 2 I can understand in Division 4. But in Division 2 I don't think you should be.
I would think like it takes away some integrity out of it if a lot of first team players are going to play. Like there's the rules in like if, I think in certain cups if you play a certain number of games for a first team you can't come down and play for a second team. Like you could look at the Bows first 2 results and look at the players they played, and I'd say some of them are first team players for them. Fort as well played some first team players. And I don't want to put any targets on our backs now that I don't want to. No, I'm not giving out about it, and it hasn't affected us over the years. Look, as I suppose when you're lower down divisions.
Richie probably does it.
No, he's I take players on him and don't give him back, and he gets really angry about it. But
probably right in what you say, Paddy. It's probably a bit of an integrity thing, especially kind of come towards the end of a season.
Yeah.
Just to keep that core of lads there. Like as we all know, like you said, there's some clubs that are struggling to field teams, so just to make sure that they get 11 players on the pitch, sometimes they might be using 1 or 2, but the closer you get to the middle and the end of the season, you're hoping that it doesn't happen as often.
Yeah, because didn't it happen? And it could be partly the reason Rosslare are in our division. Didn't it happen to Rosslare on their last game last season?
Yeah,
they played North End, and North End played some of their Premier team players.
I got a slap in the wrist for saying that, actually.
Oh well,
that's congratulations to North End's Premier team for staying in Division 1. So a couple of the boys happy with me.
I shouldn't have said anything then.
I don't. For me, I don't. I can understand where Rosslare might feel like that, but I think if you're in Division 2, Division 1, like I'm sure you're in Division 2 now, the ambition is to get to the Premier. I think to test yourselves and to see where you're really at mightn't be a bad thing to play, though. I know it might cost you a couple of points, and Balls could go out next week and mightn't have the same team against someone else, but I don't think it's the biggest concern in Division 2 up
as it would be further down.
Further down, I think.
Yeah, look, it's everybody has their opinion on it as well, and look, there's also the basis on clubs putting in two teams or 3 teams, and do they really have the numbers to be fielding that many teams, or they keep robbing or taking from one to put on the other, and stuff like that.
Probably don't this time of the year. That's the
well, that's true. As I said, ourselves, we don't have that issue because we plenty registered for 2 teams, and there's very little crossover. But look,
How's your working relationship with the B team manager?
it was grand up till about a week ago. It's on the rocks at the moment, but I'll let him go more into depth about that.
You didn't travel up together.
Yeah, no, we're all right though. We're all right. Lucky we're related, just about.
Yeah. We'll just have a quick look at the Leinster games at the weekend. As we said, Cross the Beg beat Fastnet, Nicky. Bunclody lost out on penalties. I think they were 2-0 up in that game, weren't they? Again, Sky and Tara.
I was up at it. It was a poor game, to be honest with you. And I was I got up. It was half time, but the second half and extra time in the game, the standard was actually quite poor. I was a bit disappointed with Bunclody that they didn't see out that, because I didn't think that Screen Tara or whatever they're called were up to much, to be honest with you. No, it wouldn't really bode too well for him in the Premier, because I don't think that crowd would last in the Premier. Bunclody were one of the teams that I thought were going to go really well in the Premier this year, but they definitely would need to improve on what I seen the other day.
Good run for Ajax up in Suncroft in the Kildare League, 4-1. Tom Brack lost out on penalties. 0-0 against Stonyford, and it was a good win actually for a team in your division. Richie Walsh beating Tullamore Town 3-2. That would have been, I think, it would have been Tullamore's second team, but still would have been.
That's a big win.
A big win for them, in fairness. I think mine lost out to Cleshin.
You think, or they did? I didn't think.
Sorry, I'm trying to find out other results here. Gorey beating Cortown. That was a bit. Get the app started, will you? A lot of people thought Cortown had bet Gorey won nothing there last weekend.
As far as I know, the clubs have been written to state that they're to try and keep up with it. I personally think there should be a rule brought in if something like bad pitch markings or something like that, you get a fine if you're not keeping the app up to date. Now, it can be hard if you're a one-man job on the sideline and you're there on your own and things like that. So, I definitely think the top 3-4 divisions, that top 2 anyway, Premier Division 1, Division 2, a lot of lads have 2 or 3 lads around them. Surely somebody can log on to an app and keep it updated, because I hope nobody betted on Cortown and cashed out with Paddy Power with the score at 1-0 and then realising our bet excess. Did anybody catch us, Richie? So Richie was happy enough with that one. He didn't get caught.
How do you do it as manager? Do you do it yourself, or do you get someone else to do it for you?
The app, yeah, I do it. I'm an assistant manager as well.
Would you update it regularly?
Yeah, look, I don't find it difficult.
During the match, like, would you
I would, like, so.
You're not going to put in every shot, but at least if the goals are updated and bookings and things like that, because you'd be surprised how many people do flick in and out of it. I definitely be flicking through as much as I could, especially in during the games, having a quick look.
Yeah, I definitely like the lads that say the lads that aren't hogged or whatever on a Sunday.
It's handy for Aidan. Aidan doesn't go to a whole lot of games anymore.
Well,
why is that?
I was at the Mine game, and in fairness, I walked up and the Mine had scored, and I went onto the app, and the app was saying 3-1, so I presumed then it was 4-1, because they just had scored as I was went up, and Marsden was our team. I said, P is 4-1 up, and he goes, no, 3-1. I said, how's the goal up already? And he just sort of done it straight away. I just thought it was. I know I've never managed with the app, so I'm not going to be like Nicky and say it's easy, because I don't know, because I haven't done it. But I definitely wouldn't be doing it as quick as he did it, in fairness. So would you do it instantly? Like?
We can see that the way you're holding that one.
Thomas playing with me here. He keeps turning off here.
So it is quite handy to use. And look, it's like anything, and you get used to it. It's like sending a text message. Hit a couple of buttons and away you go.
You haven't used it and managed yet, so don't judge people yet.
Okay.
We had one game in Division 1, Nicky. Kilmore were 2-0 up, and then Northern came back 2-2.
Yeah.
Surprise or?
No, I don't see a whole lot between the two sides, to be honest. Kilmore, Mick Bennett down there. And there's more involved in Mick, but they seem to be trying to go in the right way. North End obviously are going to build on last year was a terrible season for them, so they have a load of good players. The only thing is, I'd be a bit concerned if I was North End that they're conceding quite a lot. They conceded 2 or 3 against Glenbarntown the week before as well, so there's a better chance to drop points if they're conceding as many goals as they are.
And then Leinster Senior Cup, we had North End, a great result down in Evergreen, in fairness. First big test of the season for him, and came out top down there 2-1. Keane Carty scored, I believe, we have a cracker of a free kick, and then Evergreen had equalised on the 70th minute, and then Niall Connolly got a scramble goal, I think, near the end.
Yeah, and sure, look at how many goals do North End get in the last couple of minutes. It goes to show that they're such a good side that they just believe in everything they do until the last couple of seconds. They keep trying to do the thing right. Look at, they're going to be... I was talking to Nick Finn during the week, and he's told me that he thought North End looked fitter, slimmer, quicker and better than they did last season. So like, you have to look at it, and you'd have to say fair play to the likes of your Spots, your Kyle Dempsey. Well, not Kyle's not playing, he's out injured, but your Shane Dempsey's and these lads to keep coming back year in, year out. And I think, I won't write them off, but I think from some of them are kind of saying that this could be their last year or two, and they're wanting to get them win as much as they can before they do go. And it's a testament to the character that they look like they're improving year in, year out. But it always helps when they're signing the likes of your John Pears and your Todd Hineses. These come in, they have to freshen up the squad. They'd have to be a massive boost every year when you're getting the calibre of that player coming in. And the chap who signed from Carlo as well, looks like he's another decent lad. So like that has to freshen up the lads who were there at the club a long time. And
I think Kyle going in the management team, I think that's was a great move by Gary to get him in with him, I think.
Yeah, I'd say he'd be rowdier than me and you. I'd good chance now when
100%.
When the SHIT hits the fan now, he'll definitely be worse than me and you.
Might never hit the fan for him though, that's the only thing.
Well, you'll never know.
There was a FAI Junior Cup game this weekend. You didn't enter that, or you buying it?
No, we didn't enter. No, the
FAI Junior.
No, we didn't enter that.
Should have entered. That would have been another week.
Well, we don't need weeks off.
Haven't played a league game yet. Crossbeggar actually we had a collection. I think that could be Friday night. They're after up there.
Will Timmins tell him anything?
I think Timmins expects Crossbeggar to beat him. Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah. And mine are actually Wexford again, Rant Europe. Which
actually, will you do me a favour? Will you ask Timmins and John you to text me back?
Timmins, Joe, text Nicky back. Shamrock Rovers against Fort Rangers there. Fort Kilkenny, had they? Yeah. North End again. The Lions used to be good a couple of years ago. They were in the Laois League. Now they're in the Kilkenny League, I think. Could be an interesting one.
I think North End will win handy.
Trying to find the gory game here.
Yeah, he'd never use the app, would he?
Never.
Can't even use the tablet now. It looks at things.
Tom keeps turning off him over there. And yeah, it's not Wexford actually with Shelburne. I think Shelburne put a surprise out there.
Where's it on?
In Shelburne. They put a couple of new out there over the years.
Yeah, they have done me once or twice. All right, they knocked me out of the cup. I think that was the game that retired me. But no, look at Shelburne are very, very tough. We've said it 100 times before how difficult they are to go down there. Chris Connick is over him, so no, Willie and the Gorey lads won't get it all their own way down there. That's for sure. No, it's not a nice place to go, and I mean that in the best possible way. Like they're a tough crowd to beat down there.
Two interesting games in Division 1 this week actually. Cora at home to St. Joseph's and Ajax at home to Gorey, second team.
Yeah, big game. I think it's a massive game for Cora. Obviously there were favourites with a couple of lads. They definitely need to get a win. You can't play chase in any of the leagues. You want to be getting off to a good run. So yeah, that's a massive game for Cork. Ajax Gorey. Ajax definitely need to, if they want to get promoted, they definitely need to be taking something off of a Gorey side. I wasn't I didn't see Gorey play, but I was talking to a couple of chaps there from St. Joseph's during the week, and they were very impressed with Gorey. So so it'll be interesting to see how Ajax do against them. Yeah,
just getting their first win of the season last week though might bring them on, and
yeah,
I think they have to, if they want to get promoted, I think they have to beat Gorey, I think.
Yeah, well, they definitely. Where's that?
In Ajax.
In
Ajax,
right, yeah. No, they'd want to be beating them. Look, a draw this time of the year wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but they definitely have to take something off them.
And for Division 2, then we go back to Paddy. Tom Brack, Camolan. What are you looking for there?
That's in
Tombrack,
Tombrack. They don't concede a lot there.
He's just going to say a draw for everyone.
yeah. 0-0 draw. No, they just don't. I was just looking at last year's. They don't concede any goals at home really. They're in the league last year. They barely conceded anything. So
they've one of the best goalkeepers in fairness, in Paul Darcy. Definitely outside of the Premier League. Paul, he'd get in near a lot of the Premier sides, but
he's nearly the best keeper in the league now, I think.
Darcy is,
I think.
Yeah, as I say with Camolan then as well, they're probably going to struggle to score goals, I think. So I'd say I'd fancy Tombrack in that one.
Enniscorthy United and Ballymurn, top of the table clash, 3 games in.
I hope one of them loses it anyway. No. No. I actually don't know a lot about Enniscorthy United. Haven't played them in a couple of seasons now, but you can't back against Ballymurn to win any game of football, I don't think.
No, Ballymurn, obviously they're decent. There's been a lot more talk about Ballymurn over the last couple of years, obviously with the winning the league and winning the Shield and the promotions, and sometimes it's hard to stop a team when they're on a run like that. But as I said, I was very, very impressed with Enniscorthy United. They look quite strong straight up the middle. You have Gary Murphy in the goal, another really strong goalkeeper. They've two centre halves, Sean and John Whelan. They love kicking you and kicking the football. They take nothing. Dara Roach, former Mine player, centre midfield, is really good. And then they got Jack Carney. Then
he's from Bree. He's the chap who scored all the goals last year.
Scored goals from Bree. So and then you have a couple of nice.
They're underage football in the Mine too.
Yeah, and 2 former Mine players then, Eden. And actually Dara Breen is another one. So
a lot of Enniscorthy United teammates.
But yeah, look at Dara is another good chap who can play left back, right back, or into centre midfield. So they have a couple of nice players dotted all over the pitch. United have so, and good, like Bill Wrigley's a good lad over a team, and Boogie is obviously looking to be a good coach.
That there's Ballymurn signed a young Waldron chap. I think he scored 4 goals.
Oh yeah, Sam Waldron.
Was he originally at the Shamrock? So
his father would be over Ballymurn. He'd be involved in it, and he was in with the Shamrock Rovers, and he's gone back out. So yeah, Sam. In fairness to him, would be a massive loss to Shamrock Rovers. Lovely young chap.
Yes, he's after scoring 4 in the first two games. They're like
good chap.
Then we've Bridge again, Curraclaw. Bridge will have to bounce back this week if they want to be in the top end of the 100.
Yeah, they're going to have to win that one, really, aren't they? After, I suppose, the way Curraclaw have started the league, you'd think. And plus, they've already drawn a game, Bridge against Rosslare, I think, in the first week of it. So.
And then you have your first game of the season again, down in Bowes.
Yeah, I hope we go all right. I'd say we will. Look, we'll be hoping to get a win on, get the thing started anyway. Hasn't really started. I suppose we have had a kind of a broken pre-season. It's been a bit, wasn't as good as the previous year, but we've a few lads back now. There's no football on, or there's some of the footballers will be back and stuff, and
just
I
have a small bit of a theory now. It could be a mile off on this, but
it will be.
I often we'll see. I'm asking Paddy anyway. I often thought when a World Cup or a European Championship was on, like whenever I was involved with Shamrock Rovers, we were always slower coming back. And I don't know whether that plays into lads' minds or what, because there's football. I know there's lads not playing in it, but there's just so much football going on that they like to get a break away from it. You look at your back pre-season training before that even ends.
Yeah, I think last year's season went on so long with the weather and everything.
Well, at least I have an excuse for something else. And all you keep on blaming is the boys playing another sport.
That's what it is.
No, but the season did drag on a bit last year as well. And then just for us, I think not winning the league last year was a bit of a downer. So that was probably the most of it. So look, it was a long season with weeks missed and that kind of thing as well. So lads are wanting to get away from it for a while. You can't blame them either.
No.
Thanks for coming in, Paddy. We get Richie in here now to give
Appreciate
it. Actually, the boys are wanting to bring in a new segment to the show, Aidan. It's a quick fire question to you.
Lovely.
So, or maybe are we throwing it out to everybody? Maybe they can text in answers.
Richie alone.
We'll go through them in a little while, but I'll throw out the questions to you anyway, and you can throw out your answers first anyway, and we'll see what happens.
Pass.
Question number 1. What team did a clean sweep of the Wexford football in 1975, winning all major competitions from the Mini World Cup to the Men's League and Cup double?
In Scotty Town.
You're at Celtic.
Who done the research on this, by the way?
I don't know, but I'm just going on the voice. It's nothing to do with me. Which of the following are the most successful teams from Enniscorthy in the top division? Ajax, Enniscorthy Town, Ajax, Shamrock Rovers, Des Moines and Shamrock Rovers. Well, we know Des Moines are not involved in any of them.
Explain that question again.
Which of the following is the most successful teams from Enniscorthy in the top division? Des Moines, Shamrock Rovers, Des Moines, Enniscorthy Town, Des Moines, Ajax, or Ajax, Shamrock Rovers, Ajax, Enniscorthy Town?
Ajax and Scotty Town.
I think so. Yeah. Ajax, Enniscorthy Town.
I think there were about 9 between them.
Something like that, alright. Question 3. North End and New Ross Celtic are tied as the most successful teams in the Wexford top division. How many league titles do they hold? 15, 16, 17, or 18?
I'm going to argue with the research now because I done this about the town teams and country teams winning, and I'm nearly sure North End went ahead of Ross Celtic last year by 1.
Okay.
And that's 16.
17.
I'll check that one up.
See, he's
I'm
this
nearly
is
sure.
the counsellor coming out in him.
As I remember doing that, and I'm nearly sure they were level, but North End won last year, went ahead of them.
2 teams. Right,
Goggy,
question 4.
give me the right answer, Goggy.
Question 4. 2 teams outside of the Wexford League have won the Wexford Cup. Can you name them?
I know this is it. I can do it. Team in Carlow. Can't think of their name.
I was trying to think of it as well. You're very quiet there, Richie.
And I'm going to say
I
Arklow.
don't know any of the answers.
And you're a betting man.
An Arklow on a club from Carlow. I can't think of their name.
Burn Celtic
2 Carlow
and
teams.
Bagnallstown.
Yeah.
How were they allowed into the Wexford Football League? They never even kicked the football, them fellas. Last and final question, Aidan. You're flying it. I don't think you got any right. Oh no, one.
Easy.
Which club won all available competitions in 2003, including
St. Cormac's.
3 cups, 2 leagues, the Youth Cup
St.
and the Youth
Cormac's.
League? That was an easy one, and the oldest club seemingly in the Wexford League, St. Cormac's. So fair play to you, Aidan.
I'll get you back next week.
Stack the researcher.
Right, Richie, give out about him straight away as the team manager.
Yeah.
Welcome, Richie.
Thanks, Nicky.
What's
I'm
it? As a
delighted
beat,
to be in the esteemed company of management, yourself and Aidan.
You know he's a salesman, don't you?
as a BT manager, is it frustrating when players are, especially this time of year when A-team managers, I know I would have done it, plenty of time to take players on you.
Absolutely. But look, it's one of them things. The first team comes first. You know, that's our job is to back up the first team and to bring through youngsters and get game time for maybe fellas coming back or whatever. It happened actually the week just gone. 3 of our youngest would have gone up and played against Crossabeg, and I think all 3 did very well. One of them scoring, one of them playing very well in the match. So it's nice to see that too. You know, played Division 4A the week before, but we're able to take the jump up, no problem. 16, 17-year-olds. So that's a part of it that you enjoy seeing. You know.
And when things settle down, I'll say in a couple of weeks' time, when everyone is behind the back playing, will you just have 2 settled squads then, or will it be still kind of up and down? Or
I would say, again, the hands are flying into hurling. I'd say they could be into semi-final or final even, you know. So you're probably looking at maybe 6 weeks down the line. But I would say when we get everyone back, we'll have two settled, strong teams, you know. Good enough maybe to challenge at the top end of both, hopefully for 2 and 4A.
yeah, you were in Division 5 last year when you just got promoted.
We got promoted our first year back as a second. I think we'd been out of we hadn't a second team for 4 or 5 seasons, and we got going last year. Paddy persuaded me after a lot of phone calls and texting and messages and to get involved, and myself and Kieran Maroney and Liam Ennis. Yeah, we enjoyed it. Slow start, and we actually we had a painful one there last Sunday gone. We conceded a 90th minute winner up in St. Joseph's, and it brought to the end an unbeaten league run with this group since the 10th of December last year. Jesus. So our aim was to try and do a calendar year, but St. Joseph's put that out of our heads. So
see, it's not only the top divisions to keep stats and things like that, and it goes the whole way down. Obviously, you enjoyed being back last year, Richie. As you said, you had a load of young lads, so you stayed around the gang this year. Still similar enough, trying to get them young lads going.
Actually, I was just thinking about something when I said we were coming in today. We've done it now twice this season. Once in a friendly and once in a league match last Sunday, where a father and son have played on the same team. Ray Kelly and his son played last Sunday on the same team, and Darren Welsh, I don't know, is he 67 or 57 or 67, but he's young lad Finn. he's young lad Finn, who's...
Jeez, I hope you're doing up odds better than you're doing ages.
Young Finn is only 15, a right young goal scorer in the making. They lined out together in a friendly against Ratnoor. So, like, to see things like that's worth anything, you know, on a Sunday.
Brilliant.
And you were in the Division 5 last year, the new format. I just when I managing it last year with the new format this year being split. How do you, if you were still in it, how would you feel about that?
Yeah, what is the idea then? So
after halfway through the season, everybody will have played each other once. So that Pádraig is at the process of making sure that everybody plays each other once, and then the top half,
sort of two divisions.
Yeah, then it'll break into two divisions, and then there'll be a shield. So it'll be Division 5 winners will get the cup like Gorey Celtic got last year, and then from 6 or 7 down, whichever way they break it up, they'll be playing for a shield. I think it's a great way. It's because, like, at the end of the day, I know it may be the lowest division in the league, but it's given lads another opportunity to go on and to try and play it, and especially that we have so many teams in it. When Pádraig sat down and talked about it, I think there were 16 teams. They're down to 14 now. So,
but realistically, then, like if you had a bad, we'll say, before Christmas, or you were short a few players or whatever, and you were going bad, then when you play the second half, we'll say you have something to play for. Then again, if you got on a roll and got a bit of momentum going.
I think it might be easier to keep lads going.
Absolutely.
Do you know, like if you lose 2 or 3 games, you're out of the running, but you can turn around and say, lads, look.
Play each other twice in
no, it's all, we want to be 20. I think it works out with 23 league games you'll end up playing in a season, I think Pádraig was saying. So, and then obviously you'll have your cup competition. So,
definitely worth
it. I think that's why he said something like that. I can't remember the exact figure on the games, but I think look at try something.
Try it.
If it doesn't work, you can go back to
you'll have a few teams that'll will buy into it, and a few that'll say it doesn't suit their.
Would you have liked it now? Yeah.
Yeah, well, last year, so we didn't start great, and we got going then, and we were a long way. That Gorey Celtic were a good team now.
You only ended up 6 points behind them, was it, or 4 points? 6.
We finished 6 behind them, and we lost our first 2 games.
Yeah.
So we had no points after 2 games, so that was the 6. But as I said, we went a long time unbeaten in that. But they were an excellent team. We're in 4A now, and Gorey will be thereabouts again, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But from the point of view, I suppose if you're in the top half and you start again, and Gorey had a bit of a start on us, that means then you're starting on scratch again, does it? So, you know, you have another go at him, really, don't you?
Yeah, I actually don't, to be honest with you. I must ask Pádraig that, say what way is the league have started, or do we go? I'm not sure, actually. I haven't, do you know something? He did say it to me, but I can't remember what he said, what way they were going to go with that. Maybe if he's looking, he might type in.
Well, if he's having a shield, he'll have to, because sure, someone could nearly have the shield won before you go back.
Yeah. So I would presume we'll wait and see. That's to be confirmed.
And we're talking about Division 5. We'll just run through the results quickly. Tombrack beating St Leonard's 10-0. I think that's 2 wins in a draw for Tombrack. Gorey Rangers 14 beat Bree. Second team 2-1. Adamstown beat Wexford Celtic 5-3. All Blacks beat Enniscorthy United 2-0. Cora and Timon 6-5, 11-goal thriller there. And Castlelocker beating Camol. I think Castlelocker will have 7 points. I think there's 3 teams on 7 points. All Blacks, Castlelocker, Tombrack, and Adamstown on 6.
I actually just have to say, I was at a wedding on Friday up in Gorey, and Tommy Livingston told me that he's a history maker. He was the first player to score for Gorey's first team. And the boy said it was a pass, but he said he scored anyway, so Congratulations, Tommy, the history maker for Gorey.
We'll jump to Division 4. We'll come back to 4A. We'll leave that to last to talk about it with you, Rich. We have Kilteely 2-2 with Cortown. St. Cormac's 1-1 with Ross Celtic. Cairn losing out 4-1 to Fort Celtic. It'll be Fort 13, will it?
Yeah.
And Curracloe and Camolan 3-3 and Cushinstown and beating the Balloch 5-1. So anyone fancying that one, Rich?
I've just been following Kilteely. They've made a great burst and signed a few players, and there seems to be a great vigour for football up there. I follow their social media is brilliant. They'd highlights of pre-season friendlies and stuff, so they seem to be flying. I know a couple of chaps out St. Cormac's are well fancied.
Yeah.
I'd say it's a good division now, because I know Cushinstown are fancied.
Is that Cushinstown's first team?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the lowest I'd say they've been now.
Yeah.
You know,
And in fairness to Kilteely, obviously they're up our way a little bit. John Nugent and the lads.
Thinking of the pub.
Yeah, well, Ben will be in regular enough, actually, and he picks for Letts, so maybe he might throw me in an okay case here and there. But no, in fairness to John Nugent, he's a proper football man, and like he would definitely be man of the people up there. He'd be definitely contacting players and trying to drag him in and get lads in and around him. So, and it's working now at the minute, and it's probably helping him that Clubon are struggling a little bit, because I think he got one or two from there. I know he signed a Buckley chap he's originally from Came, but I think he was down with Cairn for a long time. He was living down that area. Yeah, he's another one. Sure, he's own son Ben signed as well, you know. So
Byron Jordan scored from it the weekend.
Yeah, Byron from Ferns, yeah, another one. So
scored against us a couple of times last year too.
Byron played Premier
For
Soccer
Ferns.
for Ferns, like, you know. So
Good player.
he signed a lot of good chaps. So yeah, they could go well in that.
Just very surprised to see Cushinstown down that low. You'd have to surely be.
I remember Cushinstown was a very hard team to beat. There used to be 2 around Division 2 always around there, you know, but a very
Nicky
hard
Sinnott
team.
and them lads
Nicky
on it
Sinnott.
as well, yeah.
Nicky,
you know,
I was
so.
actually talking to someone. I think Nicky's he's involved again.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I think he might have been. He mightn't have started now the first couple of days, but he'll be thereabouts getting an odd goal.
They were decent side that time.
Good team. Cushinstown were always a good hard team, yeah.
And 3-8 and Enniscorthy Town beat Timon 2-0.
Was that game? Actually, do you know something? I actually thinking that I might just start going to the games down to divisions.
Right matches.
They're twice as honest.
Matches, yeah.
No, actually, when I say twice as honest, I actually seen the worst dive I've ever seen in my whole life from David Wall, the Enniscorthy Town right fullback. And I'm not messing with you, the whole place burst out laughing. It was shocking. No. He was trying to let the ball, he was shielding the ball off, and he was trying to let it run out over the end line, and your man put his hand on his back, and I'm not messing with you. He's 10 out of 10 he got for the dive. But in fairness, it was bar that dive, everything else was as honest as you could get. It was a humdinger of a game, and Cushinstown had a chap in midfield. Actually, Paul started 49 years of age.
Scored last night.
Yeah, and what a servant he's been to Enniscorthy Town. He told me he was going to try and play us for as long as Flash done it. So he has to get to about 65 or 66 at that. So yeah, he would have. Yeah, he should have been Premier on them all there. But a humdinger of a battle of a game. Saying Cushinstown, the chap's name escapes me, centre midfielder. He done really, really well when he came on for him. Big tall chap. But for Timon. But no, it was a really good game, and look, it's good to see a town, the Enniscorthy Town, doing quite well again. Like last year, they had a bit of a struggle, but they're picking up a couple of points, and no, it was a really good game.
Yeah, and Blackwater beating Gorey 2-0. Gorey are having a little bit of a struggle in that division.
13.
I'd say Blackwater not too bad.
No, they're decent. They were decent last year too. They finished very strong.
Finished very strong. Did they get to the semi-final of it?
Yeah. That's finished strong last year.
And then the mine beat can't think now, Glenbarntown 5-1. Was a game I was at. I got a call 15 minutes before kick-off to go up and mark the field. Mars and didn't know how to use the marker. That surprised you?
No.
Was it any good, Ed?
Yes.
Who's on that mine B team?
A lot of young fellas, and young and old actually. Par O'Rourke was playing. He got 2 assists, got a goal himself. He got 2 actually. Michael Ivers got a hat-trick. Michael is very good. 3 cracking goals. Our decent team, Peter's doing a good job now, in fairness to him. So it was a good game, yeah. Very well. I have to big shout out to the ref, Carl
Farnick, yeah. I like Carl.
Yeah, refed it very well, yeah. And he gave me an extra bit of time to get to pitch mark too, so he wasn't giving up.
Fair play to him. I think he reported it though. I'm only joking.
And we then scored United 4-4 with Crossabeg.
Yeah, that was a belter. 4-4. Plenty of goals in that.
Sorry, I'm getting someone confusing me here. And 2-2 with Rosslare and Ferns. Ferns, another team that came up. I think they had a couple of Shamrock lads out playing with them. I seen the app there, Nicky.
Yeah, Ryan Heimsoft and
Lee's scoring a
Lee
right
Morrissey, yeah. So, fairness to the two of them, there'll be a massive loss to Shamrock Rovers. B team, the two lads are gone out there, but wish them the best of luck out there. They're two lovely chaps. Who'd you say they were playing? Confused again?
Yeah, you could have asked me when I was on it.
Oh, Rosslare Strand. Oh, yeah. No, I thought it was Rosslare Strand, alright.
You'll find that match they'll be up there, the two of those.
Yeah, so Strand are good, and
Strand are good.
we spoke about them last week.
Yeah.
They look like they're going the right ways.
Them and Blackwater actually have 7 points out of possible 9. The Town have 4, United have 4, Ferns have 4, and then the Mine have 4. The game less played, so it'll be an open division, I think, as well.
Yeah, that's good though. It's great to see because you want all the divisions going as late as possible.
Division 3 then we Bunclody beating Adamstown 2-0, Shamrocks beating Gorey Celtic 2-0, Islegate beating Ross 3-2, and Bree beating Leonard 3-1. Bree got more team from last year as well, wasn't it?
Bree and Bunclody, they look like the jump up in grade hasn't affected them any bit at all. They're flying like.
Momentum is great.
Yeah, winning matches. You get used to winning, yeah.
Shamrocks be up thereabouts in that division.
Yeah, they could be. They could be. I think they had the Shamrock Rovers A team wasn't playing, so I think Killian Murphy and Jack Carroll dropped down. So obviously either the two of them are going to definitely make a difference to the B team. So
Highgate maybe if
well, the only thing is if Highgate end up playing catch up, it's quite hard. You know, like if you fall behind, like they're to drop points again this week. It's a long way.
Last year now they were in Paddy's division in 3, and when they got going after, didn't they make the final of the Neil O'Sullivan Cup? I'd say that they mightn't be as far behind this year now with the points.
They'd be hoping not to be, especially with the players that they've signed.
Yeah, Bree are on top, 3 wins out of 3. Bunclody on 7, and Duncannon 2 out of 2. They weren't playing last week. They have 6 points, so they'll be.
Duncannon, yeah. That's their first team too. Like, there's no reason why.
It's a bit low for them as well.
Duncannon should be higher than that. Really, first team. Definitely. Yeah.
What's the Donnelly chap? Eden over Duncannon. Played on the first team. Oh, geez, a really good player. Years ago, he's in there with him, and I was talking to him the other day up after the Rovers game, and. They seem to be a club that is on the comeback as well.
It's good to see Duncannon. That was a hard place to go.
Really hard to go. But they look like they're a club on the right track.
Good.
We go back to Division 4A then, Richie. What are you hoping for the year?
Yeah, sure. Promotion from 5 last year, as I said. We've played 2 games. We played Campile away the first day. We won that 3-1, but I think we got Campile on a good day now. They were short a few, and Johnny Keaton, who was pulling the strings in the first few minutes, went down injured after about 20 minutes.
I think he might be after his ACL. I think he's unfortunate. So wish Johnny the best of luck, because Johnny's one of the.
He's one of the good guys.
He's one of and Jesus, he's one of
the game sort of changed after that, and I just said to the lads after in the dressing room, I said there won't be many teams come down to Campile and win, and I think they've won 2 since. We're playing Bridge now Sunday. They're 3 from 3. They have 9 points, I think. And they've no goal conceded. 8 scored, no goal conceded. But a few of our chaps were just saying, and you've noticed that from 5 to 4A, it's faster. Like, there's no doubt about it. You know, a few of the older lads said it actually, but
they'd know.
Yeah, they'd know. But it's and people might say, it's 4A or whatever, but it's faster. It's just that little bit. People do things that little bit quicker, and to jump up, you know, so we have to get used to that. I'd say hoping when the hurlers and that are back and Paddy's A team is strong.
Paddy leaves you alone.
And Paddy stops sending them rotten texts on a Friday night.
At least he does it Friday, yeah. He's not doing it Sunday morning.
Oh, I wouldn't have that at all. No. So you'd
be Family Feud then.
has been has been words. But no, she'd be hoping that if we got two settled teams that look from you'd be looking halfway up. Sure, you're always aiming for promotion. That's the if you don't drive on the lads to have a crack at it and get out there and try and pick up as many points as you can around Christmas, and then maybe take it from there. But sure, looking upwards all the time. Hopefully,
Yeah, you can lose a league before Christmas, but you can never win it.
Yeah, exactly.
So you keep yourself in that hunt, and I often say to our lads, come March, that's when you really you need everything then at that stage, don't you? Life has to go on hold at that stage.
And the results then from last week in that division, Gorey, as you said, came up, which is last year, 3-2 win against Ferns. Expecting them to be...
Yeah, they're the two teams. Gorey won it, we were second, and Ferns were third. And I really like Gorey last year now, I tell you that. We played them up in their place. We lost 3-2 on a wet Sunday. And I remember their manager coming to me after, and he said it was as good a game of football as he had seen now, and it was a right match, really well contested match, and we just came out the wrong side. But I would be thinking Gorey would be thereabouts, yeah.
Kilmore and Bowes 1-1. Campile beating Rosslare 3-2. Bridge beating Ross Birkin 1-0, and then your own game losing out 2-1. Was it? You said it was last minute, was it?
Last minute, yeah. We were 1 down, equalised. Darren got a penalty in the second half, and sticker twist then, isn't it? We were pushing on. We hadn't a big squad on the day now. We were a bit short, and we were pushing on away from home. Maybe we should have been happy to take a point, but we were caught on the break, a sucker punch, 90th minute. Killer, really,
Yeah, it's hard. That can be hard on the young lads. It's sucker punch.
Hard on the old lads. I tell you, some of the old lads, including myself, to take it worse. Like a 90th minute is a real sucker punch, like, isn't it? It takes a while to get over that one, but we did. We got over it, and we had a drink that night.
See, back to the pub.
Back to the pub.
That's what you want.
Bridge of 303. Kilmore 7 points out of 9. Campile 2 wins out of 3. Gorey 2 wins out of 3. Expecting to be they're the ones to be challenged for it. I think it'll be a right league. I really do now. As I said, we'll find out a bit about ourselves on Sunday. We're playing Bridge at home, our first home game. We had our first 2 games away. Looking forward to that one now. That's a test. They haven't conceded a goal, so that's the first thing we have to do is to fix that. We have to score anyway. But you're looking forward to it. Like, it's good, isn't it, to be involved, and good to be on the up and looking forward to games. When you're down in the lower divisions, say 5-6 games time, the boys might look and say that, right, we can't get promoted or we can't win the league. Is it hard to keep them going then?
Yeah, well, as I said, Ed and I only got involved last year, but when you be talking about down in the divisions and that, we took Campile, our team last year took Campile to penalties, Campile's premier team, in the Wexford Cup. 3-3 draw after extra time and lost out 5-4.
I remember talking to you. You were absolutely buzzing after it.
Well, I was.
You were buzzing after.
You got bet by Division 4 team on your town cup.
Yeah.
Is that Shelburne?
Can I just say something as well? Across the
Davy Fenlon gone.
Yeah. Can I just say something though? Eden never won any of the cup. Our Wexford Cup, should I say?
And the Wexford 4 and Wexford 2 cups.
For sure. We're not talking about that.
Neil O'Sullivan.
I actually wasn't down that division, Eden.
Sorry, continue anyway.
What did you ask?
Sorry, we're having a dig there. I should have forgetting you were there, Richie.
Wouldn't be like, isn't it?
No, you were just saying there about bringing Campile to last year in the cup.
Actually, you have always the cups to look forward to. We sort of targeted last year to Gwyn Jones, and we got the winners away. We got Fort Celtic away in the first round and lost with a last minute corner, direct from a corner. They went on and won it. I targeted that. We won it back in 2013, and I said to the lads, we'll have a right crack at this now this year. Look, as I said, stay in the league, keep them. Momentum is huge. You'll see lads when they get on a bit of a roll and win 2 or 3 games and they see that things are improving. That's you have a group then and they're going in the right direction. But always cups and that to look forward to. And sure, everyone has personal goals too. Young lads want to be scoring and goalkeepers, clean sheets, stuff like that. So.
Especially with the app nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all it's
lads want to see it. Just before we finish up, I might put you on the spot a little bit. Maybe Paddy might help you out. Is there any sponsors down around that area you want to thank, or anybody that you want to? Because I know they're hard come by.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Ratangan Bar are good to us. O'Brien's Bar in Duncormac, Mustard and the lads there, and Billy Bates in the Ratangan Bar. Sure, there's loads of sponsors that we have on the signs around the pitch. We're actually at it at the moment. We're actually looking for more all the time, but yeah, Fastnet is a club on the up now. Fastnet and the community has started to buy into the whole thing, and the youngsters we're all sporting our kits and our tops, and it's great to see. It's great to see, and long may it last.
Yeah, look, thanks for coming in, Richie. Just before we finish up, I think just from myself, Nicky would like to just wish Michelle O'Neill all the best after retiring from refereeing at the highest level. Nicky, I think she was, I think it was reported this week as the word using trailblazer for refereeing, women's refereeing in the county and in the country.
Yeah, I know. Congratulations, Michelle. A long, distinguished career you had, and look at if we had more of your type coming along, we'll be FIC the Wexford League and everything are going in the right way. So congratulations, Michelle, and
she might come back and
wish you the best of luck. And well, hopefully she's not fully retired altogether, but hopefully she'll lead the way for the next bunch of referees, whether they be boys, girls, or even in between, whatever you want. So best of luck to everybody.
Yeah, thanks, Richie.
Thanks, Richie.
Thank you.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.